here today. This initiative, Jimmy Donahoe brought it to us in, I don't know, about 6 months ago, and he came to us and we got on board pretty much right away, but he was the driving force behind actually, making it happen. So I'm going to have him come up and talk a little about exactly what this program is about, and then we've got a couple of other people who are going to come up and talk as well. Okay.
So I have a long speech. I'm joking. A few years ago, I was looking online about some things that we could do for the autism population in Pensacola, and I came across these sensory kits. And I kind of let it just go, and then Battalion Chief Foss in the back there gave me a little email and said, hey, we really need to do this. And that was my driving force, Chief. So thank you for sending that. And so basically these kits are some things that can help those individuals when first responders come in contact with somebody on the spectrum. We have some noise canceling devices because of their sensory issue for noises that we can put on them, especially in some car accident or something. Maybe we have to cut them out of the car. We can put those on them while those loud noises would come on and basically send them into a meltdown. And so we have some sunglasses and a lot of things to keep them occupied, fidget spinners, some, just coloring books, different things that might keep them occupied in a situation where they might otherwise need to stem and do some things and hopefully keep them from going into meltdown. So basically that's what we're doing. I'd like to send a big thanks out to Chief for funding a lot of this, and cards, for sending us some cards, and Regions Bank also donated to it, and of course API, a big sponsor for this, and we really appreciate all they can do. This, I'm sure, will help somebody on the spectrum at some time, if not one, many. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Mary, I'm next after.
All right. Oh, okay. Nope. I think Jenny, you're next. So I'm going to go in the right order. Under the old one, I was after Jimmy, but now I see it's been changed.
Okay. Well, I'm Jenny Crainer, the fire chief of the Pensacola Fire Department. And we're so happy to have Representative Salzman and Mayor Robinson here with us, in addition to Autism Pensacola. Here at Fire Station 1, thank you for being here. This is very important to us because caring for members of our community with any kind of special challenges, particularly sensory challenges, is important. Being in an emergency situation is tough enough. And so if we have any kind of special equipment that we can use to make that moment a little easier for our neighbors, then that's what we want to do. And so I'm so grateful to Autism Pensacola, to Lieutenant Donahoe, and Battalion Chief George Foss for bringing this to us, and to our representatives for making this important with the state. So thank you for being here. Mary McClellan, are you next? Okay, you're going to speak again? All right, Chief Randall. Thank you.
Well, good morning. It's a great morning here in Pensacola, as always. To be here on such a very wonderful occasion, that public and private partnership that we have in this community, just ever growing and empowering our community to be the best place that it can be. Today, in our partnership with Autism Pensacola and a lot of other community partners, we're here to have these emergency service bags that will be deployed on our police units and our fire units to be able to make a great difference in our community when dealing with our community members that suffer from autism. These bags right here are important. When Lieutenant Donahoe approached me several months ago about this project, I was all in from day one. It is a win-win for our community as a whole, and I hope that we're able to expand this to the broader scope of public safety, because it's important the way we respond, the way we deal with individuals that have sensory disabilities and things of that nature. But as always, I want to say thank you to all our partners, to our local partners, to our mayor, to our state representative, to our fire department, to Autism Pensacola, and all the other community partners that are here today to help make this possible and to keep this endeavor going. Thank you for all the work that each and every one of you do, and I'm so proud of the City of Pensacola today.
Chief Crainer and Chief Randall, thank you very much for supporting this initiative, and certainly I think this goes without saying that this is the kind of stuff that we're working to make sure when our employees come up with great ideas that we support them. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Donahoe, for coming up with this idea and going forward. I think it's critically important that we're in April here in Autism Acceptance Month and realizing that there's, the initiatives that we need to do to make sure that we make things workable for everyone. Case in point, that just happened in the press conference. You can't tell the mayor he's supposed to come after Lieutenant Donahoe and then change it. So sometimes those things happen, and we need to be accommodating. I think it just calls to attention of the things that we see every day. And more than anything else, I'm just so proud that this initiative came forward because an employee at the City of Pensacola saw a need and jumped on it. I'm very proud of our command staff for supporting him from both public safety organizations, and I'm just proud to be a part of this and be here because this is exactly what we're trying to do, find ways to protect and serve better our community, and this is a way I think that we've been able to do that, and so the City of Pensacola is very proud of our efforts to do that. And I'm going to call up a dear friend of mine who is so good about helping this community in any way we can. Certainly appreciate Florida House Representative District 1, Michelle Salzman. Please come forward. Even though she's been hounding me for money here recently, I'm supposed to hound you for money. That's what's supposed to happen. I'm supposed to hound you for money.
Well, we share
But
money.
Thank you for supporting this too.
Absolutely. Well, good morning. Thank you, everyone, for coming out today. I have a proclamation from the House of Representatives that we got our Speaker Sprouse to sign this year, dedicating Autism Awareness Month in Florida. And I would be remiss to say that this was me or my idea, or, I mean, to be honest with you, just being a parent advocate for 15 years in this community, full-time, experiencing, seeing the needs of the parents, the needs of inclusion in the community, in the school system, and the first responders, and all that we do. I'm so fortunate to have a staff member, Debbie Malsberger, who is on my team, who has been the real champion. Thank you, my favorite mayor ever, Grover. Not just because he's given the task force some love, but Debbie has been a true force in this. I have the title of state representative, but clearly it's my job just to represent the community and be the catalyst, the messenger for the folks that are really making the difference. So I'm going to read this proclamation, but I just want you to know that we wouldn't have things like this if it wasn't for the great folks, the Jimmies and the Mayor Robinsons and the Autism Pensacola's of the world. We need all of these people to make this difference. These sensory bags are so incredibly critical. The message board that's leaned against the podium that you see at Capstone in our community that really helps support these children and these families, showing them that there is a mechanism, that there are things that we can do to really help these children and grow into great adults. And these folks are great people. They have love and heart, and they're great people in the community. They provide a lot and certainly give us perspective on what it means to get up every day and appreciate what we have. So with that, I will read this resolution, and I am so thankful to our leadership in the state to provide this for us, and I think we're going to hang this at Autism Pensacola after we're done.
Yes, we are.
So, House resolution, a resolution recognizing April 22nd, or April 2022 as Autism Awareness Month in Florida. Whereas the symptoms of autism, also known as autism spectrum disorder, typically appear in children before the age of 3 and are often accompanied by abnormalities in cognitive functioning, learning, attention, and sensory processing. And whereas Florida has one of the highest rates of autism spectrum disorder in the nation at 4.88% of the state's population. And whereas, according to the most recent statistics released by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, approximately 1 in 44 children in the United States is living with ASD. And whereas the CDC reports that although ASD can affect anyone regardless of race, ethnicity, or other factors, it is 4 times more likely to occur in boys than in girls. And whereas early intervention significantly improves outcomes and reduces the level of funding and services needed to treat an individual with ASD later in life. And Whereas parents and relatives of individuals with ASD dedicate endless hours in providing for the special needs of their loved ones. And whereas the United States House of Representatives and the United States Senate passed House Concurrent Resolution 303 on February 25th in 2008, which emphasized the need to support individuals with ASD as well as their family members, teachers, physicians, and caregivers. And whereas many family members and caregivers work tirelessly to give individuals with ASD the opportunity to realize their ambitions and lead rewarding lives, now therefore be it resolved by the House of Representatives of the state of Florida that April 2022 is recognized as Autism Awareness Month in Florida. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Representative Salzman. This is just amazing, and we appreciate you and Debbie for pushing this through for us and for coming today and reading it for us. I wanted to let you know that Autism Pensacola relies on these community partnerships to help address the needs and challenges of the individuals who we serve. Children and families affected by autism in our local community. So we appreciate these partnerships. We want to thank Officer Donahue for coming up and presenting this idea to us. And I also want to give a thanks to Chief Randall for coming and for accepting this initiative, and Chief Crainer. So thank you very much. Mayor, thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. I also want to call up, I have two of my board members here. I'd like to call up Kat Lee, who is our board chairman, and Rocky Para, who is our board treasurer. We would not be able to do what we do if it weren't for strong leadership. And they have been really a rock for me as executive director. So I want to thank you guys for all of that. So anyway, so thank you so much for coming out today and for your cooperation and your willingness to start this initiative. We feel like it's going to be a great benefit for first responders. It will be in all of the first responder vehicles, the squad cars and the fire trucks, and they will be used in cases of sensory overload during emergencies. And we think it's going to be a great value to our first responders. So thanks so much for coming today, and we greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, you guys.
Can we get a picture here behind there, Representative? And,